to approach each of our LR questions. And the most important thing is understanding the stimulus first. No matter how intimidated we are about timing, we have to go slow and make sure that we are understanding what we're reading. And the more work we put into that now, only like as we continue to study, how much more it's going to benefit us. Like so many of us just read through the stimulus as fast as we can, or we think we're understanding, or we read it like 2 times, but then we get all like we just like, oh, or we give up, or we miss words, and we get through all 25 questions, but we only get 10 right. And that accuracy is not the greatest if we're getting to all 25 questions. I would way rather you only get to 12 questions, which Jillian has great accuracy, because I know that you said you just got 11 out of 12. She got 12 questions, which doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but that's amazing because she's 11 out of 12. And so if she just gets to 1 more question every week until her test with that accuracy, she's going to be looking at an 18, 19 point section alone. And we just have to really lean into that, like trusting that process, because the second that we don't do that, then we waste time, like not truly learning. And so I believe in the pause and reflect method. And so instead of reading a stimulus all the way through and getting to the end and trying to recite it, I read it sentence by sentence and let my brain catch up. And so eventually you might get to the point where you read 2 sentences and let your brain catch up, but I paraphrase it in my own words so I truly understand what's going on, because my ultimate goal is to spend more time on the stimulus and less time on the answer choices. Does anybody read through the stimulus, get to the answer choices, read the answer choices, not know what it is, go back up to the stimulus, read the stimulus again, and then read like the answer choices 3 times? We want to, yeah, okay. So we want to take that time that we're spending rereading things and apply it to the stimulus the first time and really just dive in to try to understand it. So I'm just gonna, it sounds really silly, but I'm just gonna tell you like how I would read one in my mind. And this is truly what I do. I want to interact with it. I want to engage with it. I want to use my hands or think about it visually so I can truly see what's going on here. So a group of unusual meteorites was found in India. I'm like, okay, so we have this like weird meteorites that are going on. Their structure, so when it refers to their, I'm like, okay, so these weird meteorites structure indicates that they originated on one of the geological active planets, Mercury, Venus, or Mars. Okay, so we're saying like, hey, these weird meteorite structures tells us that they're from Mercury, Venus, or Mars. Because of Mercury's proximity to the sun. Okay, so, and by the way, what does because introduce? What part of the argument? Emily?
The premise.
Premise, yeah, just FYI. Yep, so because of Mercury's proximity to the sun, any material dislodged from the planet's surface would have been captured by the sun rather than falling to the Earth as meteorites. All right, I'm saying, okay, so Mercury's too close to the sun. This must be, so this meteorite probably isn't from Mercury. I'm already interacting with that and predicting as I go. I'm engaging. Nor could Venus be the source of the meteorites, because its gravity would have prevented dislodged material from escaping into space. I'm like, okay, well, it couldn't have been Mercury, it couldn't have been Venus, it must have been Mars. But continuing on, the meteorites, therefore, we got our word here, probably fell to Earth after being dislodged from Mars. I literally predicted that. Perhaps as a result of a collision with a large object. That might have sounded easy, and I hope it sounded easy, but I think it is hard for a lot of people to put these stimuluses into their own words. And that's what this next week or 2, I really want you to work on, even if you can only do half of the homework questions, is really relearning how to read. Did that make this, maybe this seems like an easy stimulus to other people, but hopefully that made this seem more approachable of whatever we're going to do. It doesn't matter what the question type is. I understand this stimulus and I can attack the question because I have such a good understanding. Which, let's just go ahead and Taylor, what is our conclusion in this stimulus? Just FYI.
I mean, I was looking at that it probably fell to Earth after being dislodged.
Perfect. If it was the main conclusion question, you would already have the answer going in.
Cool.
Excellent. All right.